I have not done my Norse mythology research, so I don't recall if Hresvelgr is an actual thing in Norse mythology.
Well, let's go find out. Classics. To the index. Oh. Let's see. What? A children's book doesn't have all the Norse mythology in it? What in the fuck? It's your boy Zappa, and welcome back to Plebpla. This is certainly going to be the most interesting review I've done, and it's the first one of 2019. What you've seen before was simply pre-recorded footage. Because, you know, you backlog stuff, so you have more free time. But I digress. Here we have the Kotobukiya, I almost lost the box, Frame Arms Girl Hresvelgr Invert. I have not done my Norse mythology research, so I don't recall if Hresvelgr is an actual thing in Norse mythology, but it's clearly one of them words. In this part of the video, we're going to talk about its articulation and the smaller things that it comes with, and in forthcoming parts will be a look at its other modes, which is a full armor mode, a full armor bike mode, and a naked bike mode, because here we have the naked frame arm girl herself. Now, of course, she's not naked, but, you know, it's kind of like naked missions in Metal Gear Solid, wherein you have to go in with nothing and pick up everything on site. Those are certainly interesting challenge missions, and I enjoyed NGSV, but I digress. We're going to talk about what she has in terms of accessories before we move on to the articulation, because it's easier. What we have here are a set of alternate arms, which these twisting blades don't seem like they have much use but aesthetics, except these pieces right here help carry the scythe in her hand, because they twist and turn however it is that you want to hold those scythes, excuse me. We have an alternate pair of legs. Get that one out of here. These are some of the sharpest effect parts I have ever seen in my life. Like, they come manufactured with the intent of harming you and others. But most curiously is the full bend that you get, the double bend that you get in the foot here, and this rotating gimmick is very important to one of the later forms, and even this toe piece has its own articulation. What I will not be showing you later is how to transform them, because good grief, it's sharp, it's frustrating, and it's a test in patience that I'm not going to make you sit through, because there will be a lot of foul language. Not having that. What am I grabbing it here? We have an alternate set of hair clips. They go on the back with the ponytails. I'll show those off in a bit. An alternate chest piece, which is just a swap and go situation. And then if you look at the thighs and arms here, these are, I guess, or at least the ones on the arms are at least like attachment points. What's the term that they use for Gunpla nowadays? Hard points? Hard points. Extra hard points for other frame arms equipment. And so here we have alternate thigh pieces and arm pieces. Now, well, that one can go off. This is the second time, focus please. This is the second time that I've ever been instructed to apply glue to a piece. And I don't even think it's that piece. There's a piece somewhere in this kit, in this mess, in this big spiky mess, and I don't even think it's over here. No, I recall now, and I'm not referring to the instructions. It was these. It instructs you to apply glue in order to keep these in place. Not since the Rebabu have I been told to use glue on a model kit, because otherwise these would be slipping and falling off, and all you need is a little dab. Call it a day. These pieces here are waist attachment points, which the backpack bit right here, they clip into the sides of the backpack right here. This post goes into the back, and it'll wrap around, much akin to the Mazinger Z's Screndizer. Right now I have the holding hands here, and what it comes with are several other sets of hands. You have holding hands that point, open hands, flat boring hands, and punch fists, which these punch fists look a lot smaller than the rest, but I guess thus is the nature of one's fist. Very strange. As I grab something here, we'll come to that in a bit. We have an alternate series of faces. A blank face for water slides, a very sad face, which is never going on this kit, the smirky, grinning face that we see here. Let's zoom in on your girl. She's got a cute little smirk going on. It's not even like a full smile, it's a smirk. I appreciate that. And then the I'm gonna kick your ass and cut you down face. Very nice. What the kit also comes with is regular skin tone. If you so happen to not be a fan of this like grayish metallic flesh, then you can take care of it with regular flesh. However, the number one reason why I chose to use the metallic flesh that it comes with is because of the pre-painted faces. Thank you, Super Robot Wars maker Kotobukiya. I always forget the name, I always say it wrong as I crinkle this plastic. Over here is the alternate set of faces with expressions, the same three expressions, two screamy mouths and a smirky mouth, as well as water slides. I have tried one time to use water slides on my Augo, and it went horribly. I will never do it again. I wonder where these go. I think these will go on the chest piece here. Or the other chest piece. I don't know. That's very interesting. I just noticed those. But, to speak more on these briefly, all of these, or most of these, are details that go along the body, and a few go on the mole suit parts themselves, the frame arms parts, excuse me. Wrong brand. Ha ha ha. So, with all of that jazz spoken, let's get to the dangerous part, the articulation. This kit came with this stand, very neat little stand, but it makes me a bit angry more often than it should. We get not a full head twist, because right here on the neck, oh dear, there's a little peg there that prevents a full twist, which I completely forgot about until just this moment when I tried. One moment, please. Okay, now that I've reattached her head, you do get, you do get a good amount of turn in here, because the neck is several joints. You've got the very strange flesh piece there in the neck, and you've got this chest piece here, or the collar, And I guess if you're careful and mindful of it, you really could twist it all the way around, but I don't see any reason to look more than over one shoulder. The hair is also articulated. A full twist on each ponytail, followed by an inserted ball joint, which these can be replaced for the much more dangerous pointy hair clips. I kind of like these a little more, but we're going to leave them a bit uneven for now. The arm is what I guess Gundam's mobile suit girls are trying to do without looking bad at it. You get full ball and socket twist, as well as a mostly unobstructed shoulder time. You get one hell of an elbow bend, followed by the bicep twist, and the hands are double jointed. Look at that. Look at that. You'd think you'd lose some pieces doing that, but as long as you're mindful of what you do. Of course, you also kind of sometimes mind the neck, because if you don't pose it just in the right place, some of that neck likes to pop out of the collar. You do get some twist and turn here at the top, but a little too much and you're going to pop it out. But it gives you some lean back and a little bit of lean forward. Not really an ab crunch, but that's the equivalent. At the legs, they are designed so you can get a rather hearty split, even if it looks silly. You get full kick forward, full kick back. Check that out. Rinko, this is what you wish you could have been. You get the thigh twist here, which, as you see, that is just the thigh spinning. And at the knee, bam, full bend. And then even some forward bend for whatever bizarre reason. The foot has... I am blocking the view, I'm so sorry. You get some side-to-side action in there. A lot of front-to-back freedom. You get a lot of freedom in this foot. They are amazing. But the number one problem I have with these is its stiffness. Now I guess that's a good thing in its own right, because when you pose it, it's not going to dip, it's not going to droop. Let me even grab one of these massively huge size. And I think wrist aside, because of the sheer weight of the scythe. Oh yeah, the weight of the scythe doesn't even, it don't even want. I lied. I was trying to prove a point about the way it will hold a pose, pardon me. It will hold a pose wonderfully, but those sides are some heavy boys. Now I will throw up a picture here while I'm off screen fixing her head again and show you that if you don't completely construct the sides, they are not so heavy that she can't carry them around and get some nice posing in there. But back onto the point I was trying to prove is, because she's so sturdy and stiff, you are more likely to pop an arm out of socket when trying to adjust. So for me, that's an issue. For others, maybe it's not. Now, that's the other leg. Let's talk about this. Your girl gets two of these. I've got a piece detached right now. She gets two of these enormous sides with all manner of huge articulation. You have some here. You get some more there, so you can either run that blade around to the back, run that blade around to the front. It's amazing. It's huge though. It's very heavy. And pardon, even these, that just comes right off. And if you think that's a little too much with these smaller parts, a little shimmy sham, and you get a more tolerable, more plain scythe, light enough for our girl to hold. I'm not going to do that again, I just showed you the pictures. What I am going to show you here in a moment are the other forms that were previously mentioned. So we're going to jump to different footage and show you those. And here we are with her fully decked out, full armored. I can't read the manual, so I'm going to call this a full armor mode. We'll see more reference to that in upcoming forms. So in this, I'm particularly much more fond of the shorter, stabbier blades here. Daggers, I'm going to call them. Where the big, powerful main feature sides are down here attached to the side parts. One of the biggest problems that I'm having with this kit, sure it's large, it's back heavy, but this stand simply does not like to cooperate with me. It's designed with it, it comes with it, and if you don't have things sitting just right, if you try to repose, everything collapses, it all falls down, and it's just a terrible time. So let's switch over to a different mode. And now here we have what I'm going to call the full armor motorcycle mode, or flight unit motorcycle mode. It looks like a motorcycle. According to the instructions, it says to use the shorter stand, but I might put it up on the higher one because the feet are incredibly close down to the base. It looks to me, and it's going to be kind of hard to show this, it's like, I know some parts in the front here are like a bit uneven, especially these are not balanced, but something about this makes me think it's like not centered, it's twisted. It could all just be in my head and relative to the body, so I think, oh, it's not straight. But it's certainly, oh, that's not straight. A bit complicated to get into, but it still uses all the parts. Now, the interesting part is going to be what happens to the other pieces when she's in the no armor motorcycle mode. And we'll find out. And here we have the final lesser armed, perhaps even naked bike mode. I like this a lot more than the fully armored one. Everything really works together. This looks really nice up front. These look equivalent and stable. Even down here at the high heels, let me pick this girl up. The high heels clip into the handles of what are otherwise the daggers that I so prefer earlier. Sure, it wobbles a bit, but it looks so, and of course these aren't even, so that's going to drive me crazy. It looks so much better in this than the other bike form. I really like it. Now it's going to take up a lot of space on your shelf, but I think it looks really good, and it's probably going to go up just like this. And as you may have noticed, I've moved the lighting between then and now, and I think this looks a little bit better. What do you think? I've really tried to think of maybe this year starting a sort of rating system for kits, and to the best of my abilities, ZEON says fund it. If you see this kit or you catch it on sale somewhere, snatch it up. It's really nice, but again, I just have to warn you about sharp parts. be incredibly careful when working on this. And I hope that's not a problem for other frame arms kits. I also hear my boy Boomsy's regular Hresvelgr also has done a little pointy pokey damage on his hands. But I thank y'all for watching. This is the first review of 2019. Stay tuned soon. I promise the next review will be the conglomerate of everything I've built in the last 3 months of last year. And as always, SIEG, ZEON. And here we have the Hresvelgr in a more combat setup, fully decked out in all of her armor. The biggest size plug into the super huge front thigh skirts there. I've got her set with a couple of what should we call them? Well, a hand blades? Daggers of sorts. We're gonna push that right back onto her arm and then watch everything else fall out of place. That is certainly one of the biggest complaints on this kit here, is everything is incredibly stiff.